hang on a second. It is early enough and bright enough outside that we should not need. My cat wants food, so she might be crying for food. Oh no! Whoa, hold on a second. Oh, hang on. I have to make an adjustment. My table is collapsing on here. Oh, come on, don't be like that. Damn, that's heavy. It's a good thing I work out. God damn. That's like really fucking heavy. Alright. Okay, that should be okay. Alright. Except now it's higher on one side. The other side. Oh, wait, that needs to be. I got it. I got it. Okay, let me tighten that. Okay. Nope, not losing it. Okay. All right. So now we're good. 3 hours later. Okay, so let me, as you can see, I started gathering some Conan images. I'm going to snag you more. Today is Conan. I'm going to be dragging this out to my social media outlets, so bear with me here while I do that. So, yeah, I'm going to keep that open. I'll drop that down here. So let's see. So if anybody, if you guys are, it's Friday, so hope you guys are having a good one. And yeah, gonna rock out with this Conan. Let's see. Now, just sharing this out to my socials, so bear with me, guys. I should have like a little screen for when I show up. I'm not ready. I love this. This is funny. Okay, so that posted on Facebook, Fakebook. Dude, I got banned. I got banned for a day. I got put in Facebook jail for posting a song with an album cover of a woman that was not nude. She was covered. She had nothing exposed. She was nude, but she was covered like, she was covering herself and in the shadow even. And yet, I can swear on Facebook as much as I want, but I got banned for like 24 hours, and then I was on account restriction for 25 days for that. It's so nuts. All right, so do that. Okay, and then I've got to go to that. Post. Post, sure. Post. Almost done. Got to go to Instagram, man. Yeah. Next. Share. I'm a lip chewer. My dad was heavily. It was crazy. Like you could always tell when he was thinking. So he'd be chewing his lip. All right. So rock and roll. Here we go. Let's go and dive into this. So I'm gonna snag a few extra pictures of Conan here. Let's see. We're gonna close that down. Let's do that. Just close it all. Close it all down. Facebook. Okay, we'll drop out of here. All right. So I have a bunch of images saved of Conan, just because I love Conan. He's awesome. He's like a spiritual champion for me, like a totem almost. So I tend to keep a lot of images of Conan around. I'm gonna just grab, like I did with Red Sonja, a bunch of different illustrators illustrating Conan, people I like and admire, um, but also kind of the images that I want to, uh, focus on in terms of um, what I want to draw. I don't really know yet, as per usual. I'm gonna put this one in there just because I love this picture. Okay, we'll put the movie image way up at the top. This one is one I probably reference a lot because he's described that way in several of the stories that are written of him. Okay, so but I'm going to be leaning on Roddy Howard's description of Conan. So let's see. Hmm. Let's see. I'm gonna make one last thing here. Oh shit! I forgot my coffee. Let's see. So we're gonna, yeah. Okay, we're gonna go with this haircut, I think. He's described in the stories, Robert Howard stories, as a square cut hair, as having square cut hair, and it in modern day culture, square cut hair is much different than I'm imagining he was saying. It's a bit more like crew cut today, but typically I'll drag some of these pictures in here to show what how he's typically been represented over the years, and I can't do Conan drawing without a Frazetta reference here. I don't have any of his. Oh yeah, I do. I just have him on my phone. I'm thinking of that one. I'll show my favorite one. I'll bring my favorite one out here. I have a couple, but there's one in particular that I really like. It's my favorite. Destroyer. Let me see if I find a higher res image. Yeah, pretty typical about how he was represented. So okay. Oh, my computer. Come on. Conan the Barbarian. There he is. I have this one saved on my phone. I like to use it as a lock screen picture. It's my favorite picture of Conan, hands down, from Frieza anyway. But it doesn't show his hair, so we're gonna grab a picture of Conan for his hair. I think that's what they were thinking of when, the old comic book representations. Um, there are some interesting pictures of him as a like dressed in Roman war garb. They're pretty cool from the earliest days before even Rosetta. So that was those are cool. I like those. He's described very specifically by Howard in a variety of sources, not necessarily in one particular place. Um, I think people are just kind of, which is one of the amazing things about Robert Howard and his contemporary um, Lovecraft, right? They were very loose. Their descriptions, they let mind kind of do the talking, and Tolkien was good at that too. Actually, kind of allowed you kind of fill in the gaps. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, and San Julian, of course. He's a really good one. I thought I had all these saved. I guess not. San Julian's a good one. Ribbich is a good one. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but or correctly, but that's how I imagine it's pronounced. I'll have to look it up sometime. Isad Ribic or Ribic. I don't know how you pronounce that, but he's really awesome. He's my current favorite Conan illustrator. Okay, let's grab. Let's do that. There we go. This is more like it. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm done. Here we go. Yeah, this is the guy I want. Joe Jusko. Awesome Conan illustrator. And coincidentally, a really badass pen and ink drawing that kind of shows his hair, like kind of square cut. Like that's kind of what I think most people interpreted that as, like a bowl cut kind of a thing, like the bangs just cut straight across. Um, but I don't know. I don't want to look too much at too much of this stuff because I want my own interpretation of this, just like anything else. I don't want to. I'm gonna kind of not look at the reference when I'm done here. But oh, yeah, we still have Sonia up, so I'm gonna. That's from the. Oops. Yesterday, I've already saved another. There we go. Okay, so we're prepped for Conan. Now, the thing Conan was described, he's often shown kind of scantily clad, not clothed in much. But to be honest, Howard often described him as dressed in whatever he was, just dressed in whatever was he wherever for wherever he was. You know, it's like he wasn't necessarily unclothed. He was wearing whatever armor or clothing that he could get. So I like that actually. I think that's really cool. I mean, Frazetta championed the raw, physical, scantily clad barbarian, and kind of I think he personally kind of defined what modern sword and sorcery is, and you know that and but after him, it's kind of like the Lord of the Rings. Like once Frazetta came out, it was once the movies came out, once the Lord of the Rings movies came out, not the books but the movies. Once the movies came out, visually, fantasy became very one note, very one note. It doesn't like it was all Jackson Lord of the Rings. That was it. Like that's what elves are. That's what dwarves are. You go any tabletop game company. You go to any major role playing game thing, fantasy thing. Most, uh, pretty much all of them have that as the standard visual representation of what elves, dwarves, and all that it looked like. Same thing with Frazetta and Conan. After Frazetta, Conan was like naked, So it's like that's kind of what we get. So but that's the thing. You have to understand Frazetta to understand why Conan looks the way he does. Frazetta was a very powerful human being as a human and as a force of nature. I mean, man was like ridiculously passionate, and it's represented in the work that he created. I mean, nobody else has done that. I'm not like a huge. I respect Frazetta from a spiritual standpoint, but I'm not a huge fan of all of his work. There are like a few. I love the energy of it, but overall, I can honestly say that he's not my favorite artist. And not because I'm not like, oh yeah, it's Frazetta, whatever, blah blah blah. I want to jump on the bandwagon. I just honestly, there are a few paintings that I really love. I love the what he did, and I respect who he is as a person and a spiritual being. But he's not my favorite illustrator. But I love what he represents and what he did. So I respect him quite a bit. Even though like, I really do, he's one of my favorite illustrators for that reason. But we have this then. That's kind of like Conan, right? That's what everybody imagines as Conan. So what I'm gonna do though is, and this is obviously from the movie, right? Conan the Barbarian, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of do my take on it, some sort of Conan that I like, that isn't necessary. That's Earl Norem. This guy could make anything look cool. Doesn't matter what it is. This guy could paint anything cool and make it look awesome. I mean, it doesn't matter how stupid the theme is. Earl Norem is the man. Like, this guy is one of my favorite illustrators. Period. Um, technique wise, composition. I mean, the guy is crazy. He's so prolific. Not all of his paintings are like 100% perfect. Nobody's are, but as a just as an artist and a visionary, this guy is pretty like crazy. Like, if you look through his body work, it's ridiculous. Then we have this one, kind of King Conan, older Conan, warrior, modern comic book version of him. And then this one is Isad Rib. I love this one. This is one of my favorites. This painting looks just like uh, kind of it's kind of, I think, captures the spirit of Conan really, and is like kind of where he ends up in a lot of his stories. It's like, how are you going to get out of this? But the thing too is this, you can really see. At first, when I saw this, I thought that this was what's his name, McBride. Uh, um, he's one of my favorite illustrators. Um, Angus Bride. I thought that's who this was until I took a closer look and realized, no, this is Isad Ribbit. I mean, even from the color palette and everything, so go look up Angus McBride. Ridiculous illustrator. This guy is like bonkers, and he's amazing. He's up there, like above Norm even. This guy's like awesome, and but this dude is really really awesome too. He does a lot of Thor illustrations. He's done a bunch of those recently. He's like a big comic guy. But yeah, so this I like a lot just because I like the artist, and I think this is from a narrative standpoint, kind of a really great storytelling situation for Conan. I like the color palette, I like the composition, love the story, the whole thing. It even kind of looks, if you're into Skyrim, it looks kind of like the scene in the beginning of Skyrim, like you expect a dragon to come like crash down on top of the tower almost. But hang on a second, I'm gonna get coffee and then I'll dive into this because I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. So I kicked myself yesterday. I did have coffee, but not what I wanted, not the way I wanted. I ran out of milk. All right, got my coffee. Hmm. Yeah. Let the adventure begin. Right. Let's go. Let's do it. Jump on this awesome Conan illustrations that we're gonna do here. I am super excited. My illustration of Red Sonja yesterday was mostly because it wasn't because I actually thought today I want to go and do one of her in her traditional bikini too. But yesterday's illustration of Red Sonja was specifically to kind of contradict the over sexualized image of her, to make her more realistic and to put her in a situation that might have been a bit more like what I'm going to put Conan today actually. But with Conan it's going to be a little different. The I really don't want to do. I mean, this is really going to be interesting, and I guess I'm going to let the drawing kind of tell the story like I normally do. So let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen yet, so I'm just going to draw. I have some ideas. I have ideas of energy. I feel the energy of what I want, of what I want here. I kind of. I don't know. I really want to go. I think I'll go this way. I want to do a little bit of a different angle than it with Red Sonja. Now Conan too. The big. You know what? I'm actually inspired to use. He's so big. Like, um, uh, Howard describes him as a massive individual. Like, there aren't any, there's no, he has no equal, right? It's like he's just massive dude, and he's described often as um, what is as being massive, but also kind of he's almost like a Cro-Magnon guy, man, in a few ways. Very low brow, very crunchy face, scarred up, craggy. I mean, he's a powerful visually and just um, uh, personality too, right? He's really his whole being is just warrior is really it. And kind of, at first I was thinking, oh wow, this is really interesting. Interesting, what's happening here? Okay, so we're gonna make this guy really broad. Okay, and I'm just doing the because he's supposed to be really broad, but I'm looking down. I like this idea of him, and I notice I'm using a much bigger brush because I feel like his energy demands it almost. And I'm gonna put him in armor. I'm not gonna have him, you know, in like he's gonna be scantily clad here. If he's missing anything, it's gonna be because it's been destroyed somehow from a battle. Oh, look at that outline too. I love that silhouette. That's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna make a similar. It's kind of spiritual, similar to Red Sun in a way. It's gonna be, and I like this idea of this leg being like an anchoring point. This one, and a lot of weight being pressed on it, and then this leg, you know, like it's catching. He's just kind of leaning in it. It's kind of lazily pushed forward a little bit on this thing. Um, but it's like a tree trunk, I mean, it's like his legs are gigantic. I love the idea that he feels like a massive, just Hulk individual almost. But I almost, I kind of have this idea of his axe or whatever he has is just on the ground, and he just got done fighting a bunch of dudes. He's in armor. I don't know what he's gonna be wearing though. We'll figure that out. Maybe his shield is a shield, but we're gonna break it all apart. It's gonna be fucked. Like he's going to have been run through the ringer in this one. But I'm gonna make a look on his face like a savage beast. It's gonna be one of those situations where it's just like it's all like yeah, it's attached here, but the bar is off or like broken right here. This whole section's missing parts of it. It's just shattered. And let's see, his hair is just gonna. It's gonna be. Gonna love drawing this hair because it's gonna be, or helmet. I think I might give a helmet. I'm not sure. And I might put a body or something here. I don't know. Maybe not, just because I don't want to spend too long on this. I want it to be pretty quick. I don't want to. I mean, some it took a while, but I do want. I don't mind taking time. I can only upload a certain time limit on YouTube. So if these take long, I can't share them on YouTube. All right. All right. Yeah. See, I like the energy I can use with this bigger brush. Like it feels more like what Conan is. It's like his energy is big. We'll figure out what to do with the other side of that shield. Might make the shield bigger just to fill that space so it doesn't feel empty or strange. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're going with in terms of his stance. And mm, I like the fact that like I'm using the contrast between smaller legs, shorter legs, and like a bigger upper body to make him look more hulking. You know, so the contrast there and the long arms, which are going to be very big, uh, to contrast with, it makes just him look like a big guy. And I'll give him a little head too. That'll also make him look big. Although I kind of like the head here. I like this, what I've designed here. Maybe make it just, yeah, a little bit small. Not too small. Oop, that's too small. It's a kind of delicate balance there. That's a way to make a big dude look big and give him a little head. Like making a little dude look little is to give him a big head. You know, big arms, and his arm is going to be twisted, like he's grabbing the thing from, like he's grabbing it down, like his arm's twisted. He's grabbing it from in this kind of. I am sore. Good gym week though. It's good sore. Okay, so he's going to be grabbing that axe with that hand. Yeah, that's going to be so cool. All right. And he's just resting. He's not, that axe is going to be, I'll put it kind of at an angle so there's some visual interest there. It's not straight up down, although the straight up and down could work really well too. Kind of make it like a solid, stable stopping point for the eyes. Like boom, it's right there. Okay. So we'll give him a sword. Maybe give him a sheath with no sword in it because it got broken. Or the sword is um, lost at some point in the battle. Okay, so now we're going to figure out what kind of armor this dude has on because, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm thinking not like what Sonya was wearing. That's his lower arm right there. That's his hand right there. Okay. And not like Sonya was wearing, but he's often shown in like just a chain thing. Hmm. Okay. So what we're gonna do then is, might do some cool, have like a banner back here, a broken banner, maybe some belt up bodies or something. I don't know. That might be too. That might not be clear to the viewer, so I might not do that. Okay. So we'll go to inking then. Actually, what I'm gonna do. Excuse me. Oh, this is cool. All right. These guys are cool. I'm going to steal theirs. We're going to say he's in some like Celtic land. Kind of obsessed with the Celts the last two sessions. Although I did make Sonya's armor very Scythian looking. It's not. It's not very Celtic. So that's fair. I'll do that for Conan. Okay, so let me find a high-res image of this. Oh, and it's Angus McBride, of all people. Whenever I go look for armor, I always find Angus McBride. All right. He's the man. Seriously. know what? I don't need. I don't. I'm not gonna worry too much about res at this point. All I want is just the way the armor looks. I know how a lot of it already attaches to people. I've spent a long time looking at armor. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I found it. But I'm gonna combine it with a bunch with some other stuff. Oh, that's so cool. But it's not the actual image, although I do like the image. It's the armor. Oh, yes. Okay, where am I? Okay, let's get down to business. All right, look at this. Look at this. This dude. Well, first let me show you the. This is the first armor I found. These guys, these like Celtic chieftains, and then warriors, and then we've got this one, which a couple more dudes. I like that a lot, especially this middle guy who looks very commanding. Um, we have this dude who I'm gonna steal his armor from. That I'm gonna steal armor. The um, uh, um, Bernie or Hauberk, whatever is smaller. I think Hauberks are the long ones of the were worn. The long like Hauberks were like the really long chain gowns almost. They went like down the entire body. Generally, they had like long sleeves or just a big coat, literally a coat of chainmail that was like a giant long coat that went down to the legs. And uh, then there's a Bernie, which is just a shirt of chain. So it's pretty. It's kind of like like a scale Bernie or Paris or something. I like that a lot. But he's gonna be ripped to shit, the Conan. So his armor's gonna be totally fucked up. So we're gonna do that. I'm actually gonna get a separate layer and use a darker pencil. Oops. We're gonna go 50% instead of 30. And I'm gonna just draw this arm on real quick so I know where my notes are. It's gonna be a shirt, so it's not gonna be, like we'll probably give him straps that attach the front and the back. Uh, Maybe one will be broken, not sure. You'll see a little bit of his chest from me. He's a big dude. You see a little bit of his definition through the armor, but not much. That'll be that. I'm just gonna draw some. I like the big scales too. I like that a lot. I'm gonna incorporate that. Big scales. Big scales. And we'll give him a belt, just because I like belt. I think they're cool when they give a nice what's the word I'm looking for? Um, they can break up the form. That's what I don't like about this. Even though I like the fact that he doesn't have a belt, I don't like the fact that he doesn't have a belt. So let's go to reference again. And I do apologize, guys. I know the frames get slower as the stream goes on, and that isn't something I can control. So I do appreciate you guys being patient with that. That's just how it is. I'm sorry. Okay. We are gonna cover. He's gonna have something underneath for sure because he's gonna need padding. Um, I'm gonna do like a typical. Like I said, I'm a big history guy, so I love these. I love this historical armor. And this is one of the situations where I'm really figuring it out beforehand because I really want to. I need to for him. But again, I'm gonna tear all this stuff up. Right now it's like building a skeleton before you draw the person, right? Like his arms turn, so his elbows right there. You know, his big meat, like meat arms are just, and our eye level is his, so it's gonna be right there. And then he's gonna have that big old ham fist grabbing that axe, but loosely. I'm gonna make another other finger kind of loose back here, like he's not, you know, even his thumb might be a little loose, but still gonna have a grip on. That's like a warrior's grip too. You know, it's like I think a lot of people get confused sometimes with uh, how you're supposed to grip something, or like when you're handling a weapon or you're doing anything that requires you to be ready for something for quick action. You don't want to grip it and be tense. You want to have a light, loose grip so that you can. It's easier to respond, not react. Right? Like he's a seasoned warrior, so he know, and he's also kind of resting. But I'm actually going to have his eyes. I'm going to have his eyes kind of look up at us, challenge. Like he just got done laying law down, and now he's ready. He's like, yeah, come on, I'm ready. What else you got? Yeah, we're gonna give him this like long tunic kind of skirt. Help that a lot. He'll have that sword at his waist with the empty scabbard. It's gonna be fun to draw. And the big old leg here. And this leg is actually going to be back, so that's why it looks foreshortened. I'm actually going to make it. It's going to be back. It's not that short. Although I'm going to have to be careful that it doesn't get lost and to look like I'm just shitty at perspective. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, because his crotch is right here, which means his leg is here. Yeah. I might just go off, like it's back there. That almost looks better. He's climbing he's climbing this space. I can do that. I can do some cool stuff with lines here. Give him boots. And then create this leg, a big old knee of his. That will be foreshortened because it's up. So it's a big part of his knee. And then his leg. Debate how much I want to show. You know what? His leg's going to be turned in. He's bracing himself. So his leg's going to be like this instead. Because the foot's going to be kind of turned in toward us a little bit. So we're going to be seeing that. Yeah, that makes more sense. That makes it more stable. And then, yeah, this might end up being a dude. Like dead bodies. We'll see. We'll see, man. And his meaty fist again. Gripping that. There's the strap. There, which may just, I don't know if I want to give him a wooden shield or like a metal shield. Maybe a metal one's even better because it can be rent a few places. Like whoever hit it hard, and he was of course using it as a weapon too, so it's dented for skulls, right, from crashing into people's heads. So it's yeah, we'll do that. I like that. It's gonna be a big bronze shield, heavy. So getting hit with this thing would fucking suck, But he would, and I can see him just smashing down on people. All right, so then we've got this X. I love Conan, man. And I play warriors, and I'm a very simple role player. And when it comes to playing characters, I like playing Conan, honestly, a lot of time. I don't play wizards very often. I don't play. I play rangers a lot. I play fighters the most. And even in fifth edition, I opt out for all the other weird abilities, and I just make my character a standard fighter with like no. I choose a few combat feats and shit like that as possible, and I just make him just straight up fighter. I don't want all the weird magic and stuff. I just want him to be like a fighter. I don't like to keeping track of all that stuff, even though I have no problem doing that for being when I'm a DM and all that. As a player, I just like to hit shit. you know? But it's not even that simple. My characters aren't usually that simple either. They're complex, but I like fighters. Conan's not a simple character. He's it's actually his simplicity that makes him complicated or complex. You know, it's the fact that he's not just a fighter. It's the fact that he is a fighter that makes it so unique because he's not complicated. It's like even if it's beyond just hitting things with a rock, right? He's not just hitting things with a rock. He has no he doesn't think like a politician. So he's not looking for an angle. He's not trying to one up you. He's not out for himself, like in a way that's trying to fuck other people over. It's really just about living the best life he can live for himself, really. And the straight path to it's a straight path. It's like, well, that's too complicated. Why are you making this complicated? It doesn't need to be complicated. You know, he was definitely smart. He was definitely smart. He wasn't dumb. I like that. I think that's the reason why I like him so much because he's not what people expect, and I like that. People expect him to be stupid, and that's their mistake. That's their number one mistake. But his size all makes him look like a brute, but he's not. Howard often talked about how it was pretty clear that Howard often identified as Conan, like a person who wasn't really into the conceit of modern um, life, like the whole like with how complicated things are, and some of the niceties even that we have. He's just is a simple guy, liked wrote about it a lot, you know, but who knows if you actually like that really. I mean, to be a guy like Conan, you have to be pretty hardcore. Robert Howard. I mean, he may have been like that, but he may not have been in real life. I don't know. It's hard to say. Okay, we're gonna give him. You know, I want his head to be a shape. His hair, it's just. I really like I want it to be like a shape, and I want it to kind of be hanging down. The fact that he doesn't have he has this like square cut haircut is kind of perfect because it makes his eyes visible and yeah, a nice shape. You know, it's like him. It's just geometric. It's just simple. You know. Okay, we'll put these little rondels here where the arm, where these tie in. Might give him a disc. I don't know. A lot of Scythian warriors had that. This kind of like disc here, and even other cultures had that too. But we'll see. And boots. What kind of boots we're gonna give him? I don't know. I like this dude boots a lot. And helmet. Do I want to give him a helmet? I think he'll have ripped it off. Since it's the end of the battle, I think he'll ripped it off. So what we're gonna do, we'll put the helmet on the ground maybe. I like drawing rocks. I love drawing. Landscapes are my favorite thing to draw. I'll drawing landscape elements. So if you see me doing a lot of that in my drawings, that's why I love nature and I think it's fun to draw and paint. You have the wind kind of blowing this way in this one, but it's the opposite direction I had the wind blowing the other one. And the red sun, a picture. So we might not even see that. We'll see. Okay. All right. So that's enough. That's enough. Okay. So he has like a seam here where the boots were sewn together. Okay. Cool. Let's go ahead and knock that back. Wait. I'm actually gonna. Okay. I want to be a. Okay. I want to see this a little bit because it gives his mass. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. And I'll figure out his belt as we go. All right. Give me a sec here to. I just had a cool idea. I had this idea, like his axe, maybe it's broken. Like the head's on the ground and he's just standing there with the heft of it where it's split. That'd be really cool. That would be really cool. All right. We'll see though. All right. So this is Conan. And give me a sec here, kind of take a breather. And remember, I'm going to tear up his clothes too. It's not going to be, you know. Like he might have had a cloak on at one point, but it got ripped off. You know, some warrior grabbed hold of it, trying to drag him down, and it just ripped away. Right? It's only being held by like a torque or something. So, or a torque broke. And let's see. Okay, where's my pen? All right, so here we go. Conan. I'm just gonna start drawing. I want something smaller. All right. And I think what I'm gonna end up doing here. No, it's facing us. With him, I'm actually gonna start with his face. Square cut jaw. Let's see, is that what I want? Now the trick, because I'm really excited about this, is going to be staying objective. Is going to not be getting too precious with it. So I'm going to have to just treat this like I would any other drawing, you know, because I don't want to. I don't want it to become a. I don't want it to become. But I also don't want to overcompensate either. That's the problem. Okay, we're just gonna. Drawing. Shut up. might give him like a shadow here. See how that looks. Oh man, that's the smoldering look I wanted. Okay, cool. I like that. All right, that made me very happy. All right, so yeah, like you don't want to fuck with this dude at all. And I'm gonna make his hair all kind of fucked up too. Like everything's gonna be all disheveled and you know. All right. Let's draw a little square. Yeah. Really have to make these lines of face sharp. I want them to be clean. And give a broken nose. Okay. If you guys know anybody who'd like this kind of thing, share it out. I also do a weekly map. I have a weekly map that I release through my Patreon, um, and that is actually in preparation for a sandbox setting I'm working on, kind of OSR like feel, old school role playing type of stuff, but not quite as. But not it's not like strictly OSR. It's just in that style. Oh, you're gonna have a huge like gap here where the armor's been. Oh, dude, I know what we're gonna do. All right, I'm gonna show those straps, man. This arm is gonna be in his shirt still, but his armor is gonna be like ripped right here and folded down. What you're seeing is like the leather, the soft leather exposed. His shirt's been torn here, so but like let's see how to do that. It's gonna be down on his arm. That's where it's gonna be. clavicle there. Yeah, his shirt will be it'll be folded over here too. It's all like this whole, he'll still have his shirt like on somehow here, I think. I guess still on, but in tatters. You can see part of his chest there. Now in the comic, he's when they never show him this way. Not in the comic. In Howard's depictions of him, he has a hairy chest. He's not uh, he's not bare chested like he is, because that's like how weightlifters would like to present their bodies, to be clean, right? Like of hair and all that stuff. So that's how I think that's why he ended up that way. So we're gonna give him a big hit chest. He's gonna be like a gorilla. Of course, he's gonna have welts and or like combat damage all over him. I'm actually gonna have to extend this out, cut that down. Like there's his clavicle meets his shoulder. There's his shoulder. Okay. Yeah. Plenty of that. And of course you have where his shirt's still left on his arm. It's a part of his clothes. He's still on him. It got cut here too. But he's still wearing this one. He's still got half. No. Might do a thing where it comes down here, where it's been ripped here. It's hanging down real low on his arm. But it'll end like right there. It's just hanging lower on the one side. All right. Gonna be shadow underneath. Don't want to do it that way. I don't know if I want to give that thing, but and of course he'll be missing big chunks of scales, right? Like he's gonna have been hit hard several times. And of course there'll be light or shadow there. Of course, maybe it is also. I don't know. We'll see. And then you'll have his little bit of his chest there. He's kind of bent, but not really. Okay, this armor's been ripped down to his side though. Like that whole side gone. So we're gonna have this kind of coming down here. his shirt's hanging down by his arm, but his armor is just drooping down here where it's been torn. We have his chest, which is slightly defined because it's so muscular. You need that. I don't know though. Yeah, there you go. I'm thinking when I'm thinking of the way that Howard Pyle, and see Wyeth drew painted some of the knights from the Round Table. Thinking about the way that this armor is going to fall on him, how I want it to fall on him anyway. Okay. This is arm, his extenders. Of course, I'm going to make he's hairy, so I'm going to give him hairy arms too. Except to be careful about that. Okay, I'm going to give him a bracer here, leather. Something that's hugging the arm quite tightly. I'm going to do that. No. Oh, that I did. Okay. There we go. See, and that's the arm twisting. Okay, there we go. I need to be more deliberate about my arm, my muscles here. And my lines, really. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And I feel like this needs to be a bit more, like, interesting. Like, not interesting enough. That's why I'm adding all this torn armor and stuff, because it's visual interest, right? It's cool. It's interesting. Creates interesting shapes. Aside from just telling a cool story, it also it's an opportunity to be visually cool, you know. There we go. The ties that are keeping his armor on. Okay. All right. All right. I do want to show his thumb. Just really, maybe even. No, nope, nope. That was nope. That was a nope. All right. Major nope. All right. This axe shaft I'm gonna actually make really dark. I still like the idea that it's broken. Like maybe he broke it on somebody. But it's always tricky doing these types of things too because you want it to look broken without looking like haphazard. You know, like the breaks need to look designed but also natural. So I'm always conscious of that. Trying to like design the breaks, not just draw it. Like, oh, there's a break there, so the break looks like this. It's like, no, the break needs to be designed. And it's a thick ass axe. Look at that thing. I mean, that's real big. That's what she said. All right. So okay. And then we're gonna start working on this. Big strap there under the. This is gonna be all backed in. I'm still working on being less heavy-handed with my line work, so I'm going to be working on that. So I'm not gonna make it too dark. Notice he has a lot of open lines here. Still. I'll probably put all that together. No, I'm gonna do this. There we go. That looks messy. All right. You start making deliberate decisions. Like the tendency with this one is to get too precious with it. So I've got to start making decisions. Okay, so we're gonna. What am I gonna do with the bolt? He's gonna have like a cool clasp, but the belt comes like this. See that Hauberk or Bernie? They're now below his eye level. And I'm actually gonna make a tear here, like where it got just like really fucked here too. It's a nice big chunk missing, where it was ripped, and the scale's missing there. Okay. It's obviously going to be all torn up. But in like a few spots. I'm not going to make it like super crazy. He's just going to be, he'll have a few ripped places. Okay. All right, rock and roll. I don't want to find that too much. Keep the lines open, Justin. Show where the... Okay. Oops. Pressing wrong button. We'll do that. It's in the shadow side. Okay. Just gonna use some really loose lines here. Okay, now we're gonna get into his leg. Use a little bit thinner lines because they're... Yeah. Those giant leg muscles. Okay. I'm gonna give him a bracer thing here. He's gonna have... cuts all over his face. go loose on his paw here. Just kind of suggest it. Give him a shield similar to Red Sonya's. And I'll make this kind of like a cool Celtic sword too. It'll have a cool decorative sheath sort of thing. Oh yeah, I kind of like that. There we go. And again, it's really important. One of the reasons why I do this um, this way, why I do the sketch underneath, is because when I'm drawing on top of the sketch, I can work the entire image. Like, not just working his face or whatever, I'm working the entire thing. So it's like I can jump from place to place to place to place instead of feeling like I'm stuck in one particular area, which is really advantageous when you are working an entire image and you need the whole thing to work. It's like you don't want to get stuck. And if it's like you need a breather to like figure something out, you can just go work on something else, and it's like, okay, I'll come back to that in a minute and figure that out. So that's actually really helpful and helps you make the whole image work as a whole, because you're working the whole thing and thinking about it as a whole rather than just a single, you know, just one part at a time. You're working the entire thing because you've already designed it. The whole thing's already designed. You've already started thinking about it as a whole. There we go. I really want those legs to be like massively huge. Like I've started working ever since I started working out. I've really been paying attention to the way body works. Because I'm looking at my body in the mirror and I'm like noticing the changes and I'm seeing how my body is adapting to the load, right? And it's like my legs, can my legs are one of the things that got really strong. Like I can press out like over almost 800 pounds, and it's pretty ridiculous. It's not anything I'd ever expected to be able to do, especially working on into 40s, right? I mean, it's like it's so awesome, and I just I think of it now in a way that I never thought of anatomy before. I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, I know exactly what that looks like. I know I deal with that every day. It's like there's let's see, and that helps as an artist, right? It's like it does. It seriously helps. We're gonna go ahead and black that out, but I'm gonna move into a very loose line work here so that we can suggest that so that this part of his leg falls back, which I should be able to do this. Fucking huge leg, jeez. I'm gonna start to do a little typical Conan thing. I'm gonna give him like I did with uh, Sonya. I'm gonna give him fur. I might give him more fur, pending. But we'll see. I like the idea of that. like the idea of his foot kind of like bending here. He's really putting some weight on it. We'll see. Okay, we're gonna do that. This thing's gonna be dented to shit. I mean, I love drawing shields so much. I love doing this stuff. I love battle damage. Like all the little weird details that we're doing now, it's like I love doing this stuff. It's like my favorite part of doing images is digging the shit out of things and doing all the like cool little battle damage and telling story because it's telling the story. It's telling a story. God, yeah, it's like not even round anymore. It's not even round. It's just a massive dented thing. But we're gonna do this to give it pop his arm out a little bit, pop his leg out a little bit. Yeah, that did it. Oops, wrong layer. Okay. Okay, there'll be some nicks and ding there. Even on the underside. I mean, the whole deal gets used by Conan, obviously. Not sure if I'm going to keep it or not. I like these looser lines that kind of suggest reflected light over the header lines. Of course, I might have that come down. I keep having these crazy dreams, and they're like about people. They're about people, but they're not. I used to have cool dreams about like. I mean, I always have crazy dreams, but they've been about people lately, like relationships and things like that. I miss my old dreams, man, where I was like dreaming about going to, like dinosaur parks and hanging out and like running from dinosaurs. And I was having this as an adult. Like I have crazy dreams. They're like movies. It's crazy. I wake up and I'm just like, damn, I'd watch that. I don't want to dream of relationships, man. Shit sucks in real life. It's like dreaming about paying your bills. Oh yeah. Okay, that was good. Man, I don't know if I like that boot though. I love how dumpy this guy looks. He would make a great NPC. He would make a really cool character for characters to interact with. I think. I like this guy. Ooh, he's got braids. Something I should have done with Sonya. I should have given braids. We're gonna do that. If it reads. it might not read. Oh, that was kind of okay. It might not read. Excuse me. It's not going to read. I'll do it next time when I do a close up of his face. That would be kind of cool. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure I like this. I don't like that. His head's too big. I gotta, oops, shake that sucker down. Yeah, there we go. A little flat-headed. There we go. All right, and then I might go do the regular boot, the boot that I was playing on. All right, got the cool creases where his ankle's bending. Now that also shows me that this leg needs to be a little shorter. And we probably need to pull up on the brass. Like it, I would like to see his bottom leg, but I don't think I'm going to show it. I think I'm just going to continue to. Because it would be foreshortened. You know, it's almost, I like the idea is climb up a hill, and this leg's back. So what we're going to do is this. We are going to you know, it's funny in the old comics, the Tarzan comics, um, and this isn't for that reason. It's just that this is what I had to do with his leg. But in the old Tarzan comics, one of the guys, and this is why you should always take a shot on whatever it is you want to do, because you never know. Somebody may hire you, and you fake it till you make it. Man, seriously, that's a maximum I live by. Um, this guy would do these comics of Tarzan, and he would I forget the artist. And you'll have to really forgive me. I do really forget the artist. Um, but he would do these. He would draw Tarzan, and he didn't know how to draw feet. So he would put big rocks everywhere. He had to draw his feet. So, and it's kind of like an in joke sort of for artists, for illustrators. That you know, it's like rock, put a rock, you know, because you don't want to draw it. But it's really funny because it's like he eventually did learn how, right? But it's kind of it's one of my favorite stories. Most from it's like wow, if he could do it, then you know, I mean, never admit you can't. Well, honestly, never admit it, but like it's okay to admit you can't do something, but you know, don't sell yourself short. You never know who's willing to hire you, and all that stuff. So you can always learn. That's the beauty of being a human being and having life, right? We're always learning. It's not like getting that job right out of college is going to be the end of your life, right? I mean, it's or not getting that job. you know? I mean, you have your whole life to just learn and soak it up. Take as many shots as you can. Okay, let's see. What's that? Did you? I don't know if any of you guys watching out there ever seen Hot Rod? One of my favorite scenes in that movie is when he's doing his little video and he like, uh, oh, what did he say? He's like, well, something like, oh, what was it? What did he say? Something like life's take life by the, oh shit. Oh, what was it? It's something. His response at the end was stunted, like, you know, life's short, so stunted kind of thing, which is funny because he's kind of a dumb guy, but and it stunting is like cut something short too. So it's a funny movie. I love that movie so much. I really do. It's great. All right, I'm gonna start doing some shadows here on these sails. Really pick them out. Add some depth to his armor here. Yeah, that really helped. He needed some really big, solid, some dark up there, darkness. Oh shit. Now I'm really looking forward to his getting to this act on the ground. Okay. Now see, I'm starting to get to. Now, part of the reason that you over render is because you don't trust, right? It's like you don't trust that the audience is going to get it or that you can handle the, like, that it's okay to just let things be. And it's totally okay. In fact, one of the, I have said this several times in these things, it's like one of the best pieces of advice I got about black and white illustration was from somebody, a professor in school. He said that, you know, with black and white illustration, it's what you don't draw that is almost more important than it's more important than what you do. So that always stuck with me, and I try to do my best to really keep that in mind when I'm doing these illustrations. Like, see, I left that little gap there. It's like, just leave it. It looks nice. It's cool. You know. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go and do his axe here now. But let's get rid of that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're gonna put some metal damage, nicks and screws and stuff on it. Yep. Now that the most of the drawing is done. Really show how massive his arms are. It's really important. if I want to add that or not. Yeah. Look how big his traps are. He has like no neck. They're so huge. They're so huge. All right. All right. What is this line doing here? It's kind of a stray, weird line. Oh, that was when I was doing the. Okay, yeah. Yeah. We need to give him more of a muscle there. There we go. All right, and then. Yep. Okay. I am looking forward to watching some more movies tonight. It is date night for me. Fridays are personal date nights, whether I'm with a partner or not. And I love doing cool shit on those nights. I set them aside just to do cool shit myself. I go do all kinds of stuff. Play Magic. I go to. I'm a Magic player. Um, I'll might hang out with some friends, go to a movie, hang out with a cat. I mean, it just really doesn't matter. I just always do something fun for myself. And if I'm with somebody, I guess date night, right? And we always set aside for something cool. Some adventure. I'm not sure what movies I'm going to watch though. I was thinking initially the Halloween movies, but I don't know. I think I'm more into camp tonight. I might do camp, literally. Uh, uh, the Jason movies, maybe. Friday the 13th. We'll see. Spend some time at camp. Some rowdy teenagers. Okay. All right. And then yeah, that needed to happen. Okay. And the axe head. So that was what I actually created that other layer for. So we're gonna go in here and I'm gonna figure out what to do with that axe head. I almost want to have it buried in a guy. Like it's not. Oh, and his helmet. I was gonna do his. Yeah, where is it? I liked that one Celtic helmet that was. Oh man, I want this like flat. Of course, I may not even be able to do the axe. You know, I'm not even gonna put the axe. I'm gonna put his helmet here. I guess help. Oh no, a head. A head. Some dude's head. Oh yeah. All right. And it's gonna be like on its side, and small. Like he's a big dude. So it's in this dude. Whoever he killed is like yeah. And it's just staring vacantly. Talk about Halloween, right? I'll probably have to shrink this down, but we'll do that. And yeah, somebody like the hair. We'll make the hair like kind of covering shit up. You know, give it a beard, mustache, horns. Then we'll shrink it down a little bit. Stick in the oven like a shrinky dink. If anybody knows what all that is, I don't know if you guys Have you ever heard one of those? It's been a long time since I played that. All right, since let's see here. We'll go. See how this reads. I can't read that well. Of course, it is a secondary element, so it doesn't need to be super profound or anything. A little bit. Well, and there's specifically like his axe is broken, his sword is gone, but he's totally ready to go. Like there's no, you know, it's right. It just needs to doesn't need to be. Just needs to suggest these things. Doesn't need to be. Yeah, that's totally awesome. I love it. I love it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, cool. Yep. That's totally awesome. All right. His head's a little. Yep, and I might need to shrink that its head down. I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah, that's a good choice. Good choice. All right. And no, leave that. Leave it. Leave it. Don't touch it. There we go. man. That's pretty metal if I do say so myself. Damn. God, his legs, his calves are fucking huge. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't know if you guys have seen Tiny Elvis, the old SNL skits with uh what's his name? Um Nicolas Cage, where he plays Tiny Elvis. Those are hilarious. Hey, Tiny E, take a look at that sign. It's huge. Or no, he's like, hey, guys, take a look at the sign. It's huge. Yeah, you're right, Tiny E. And then he always ends up by himself because he gets pissed off about being called short when it's not actually being made fun of. They're like, no, Tiny E, we didn't mean it. That's not what we were saying. It's like, you laughing at me? I say something funny? You laughing at me? You think I'm funny? All right. And we're just kind of tutting it up. Yeah. This is so awesome. I'm really happy with this. All right. All right. Yeah. That needed to be broken up. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. And that means that probably needs to go, right? Yeah. Yep. Yep. And then we'll actually kind of want to create like a, yeah. Cool. All right. And then, yep. Some direction stuff and going downhill. I think that's good, man. You probably see my cat walking around back there. She is really mad because she has over half a bowl of food, but she thinks she's dying. Hi, lady. She's like, Justin, it's 4:52. It's dangerous close to our dinner time. I'm like, I know. I'm just adding extra little notes for visual interest. Yeah. Rad. Cool. It's one bad motherfucker. I wouldn't want us with that guy. I want to make him look even more sinister. No. That might be good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Right there. All right. And yeah, right there. All right. Okay. Okay. Done. That's it. That was last. That was it. I'm gonna touch this real quick. Whoop. And then Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, son. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. 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 All right. Cool. Cool. All right. Sweet. Yeah. All right. It's dangerous to do this because it's like any moment it can be overdone, like too much. Like, where is that line? I know it too. I know it. I know this is it. That's it. I gotta stop. That's it. It's done. I'm gonna do some fresh lines here, and I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna do. Son I know it needs to happen. There we go. I need to pull out of it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Just turn the shoulder just a little bit. Okay, and then some cuts on his hands. All right. Yeah. Cool. Nice. I want to show. Oh, that's kind of rad. Just like just a little bit, not a lot. That is actually really cool. Oh yeah. Okay, that was a good decision. Yes. Yeah, that was a great decision. Okay. Yep. Cool. That's what needed to happen. Damn. All right. Cool. Sweet. But you see what I mean about visual? Isn't that so much more interesting? That's so much more interesting than just straight hair, right? I mean, it's like, yeah, hell yeah, that's totally awesome. All right, and then also corresponds with the other elements that are, moving around in this space, like his tassels and stuff, like the leftover strings from his boots. Yeah, rock and roll. And what we're gonna do too, one last thing. I almost want to do like there's some fire somewhere, you know, maybe a few. I mean, he is a destroyer. Yeah, right on. Oh, that's too much. I like what it's. Oh, you know what? We're gonna get rid of this. think. Oh, there we go. Right. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. There you go. All right, cool. So let me put my Herbie Hancock on that. Get my face unnecessarily close to the screen. Okay. Cool, man. I'm actually going to move that. Yeah, rock and roll. It's still part of design, you know? Yeah, it needs to be there. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that is it, guys. And thank you for hanging out with me. That was a lot of fun. And, I forget what's tomorrow or what the next day is. I don't know when I'm going to be on again. So, cause I'm not streaming like every single one of these, but no, I'll be back. And when I am, I will let all you guys know. And yeah, we can draw some more cool shit. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Happy Friday.